We just got a huge leak for the Los Santos Drug Wars DLC, and it gives us a ton of info on what the update is going to be about, the content that's in store, and a whole lot more. So let's go ahead and dive into it. This comes from Allocator. To give you guys the long story short, he is reputable, legit, his information is always correct. So everything you see here is going to be arriving. It's been verified and backed up by other insiders like Tez Funds 2. Here we go. So it goes on to say, so it's obviously a little harder to obtain info early than it used to be, but that didn't stop me. I know there have been some leaks here and there, so I'm trying to focus on what hasn't been revealed yet. The first, 50-ish new vehicle slots. Number 2, the Juggalo hideout has a vehicle workshop. Number 3, Cops and Crooks. Rockstar finally decided to include some of the Cops and Crooks weapons, namely police rifle, riot SMG, a special version of the stun gun specifically for Cops and Crooks, and a baton. Some of the mission themes, don't know much about them, just a vague theme. Cargo plane, hippie rivals, I think this was mentioned in the newswire as well, rescuing your cook, something with chemicals, possibly explosive, train crash, and more. And then last but not least, a fun new collectible, a snowman. All right, so we have a lot to break down here. Let's just start from the top. So the first thing he said, it's a little bit harder to obtain info earlier than it used to be. Well, that's because of the GTA 6 leaks that occurred back in September. As we know, Rockstar made some massive security upgrades after that, but it clearly didn't stop allocators. He was somehow able to get across this information, and he was focusing on some of the stuff that had not been already touched on. So let's go ahead and jump into it. 50-ish new vehicle slots. So if I'm reading that correctly, that means if Rockstar is giving us the standard 10-car properties or the ability to buy 5 new ones, that's what that looks like. 5 new 10-car garage slots. Now, Rockstar could obviously do this with different properties that have different amount of vehicle storage. Like, think the CEO office garage for a second. I think that has like 30 slots or something like that, or some various amount that's greater than 10. So Rockstar could do something like that, where there isn't necessarily 5 new ones, but that is insane. So if you ever thought you were running out of vehicle space, well, Rockstar is going to take care of it with this update, and now they're just going to go ahead and give you 50-ish new vehicle slots. He doesn't say exactly 50, but 50-ish. So I can speculate that that's probably good news for the amount of vehicles that we're going to be getting in this update, and also good news for people that just want to collect more cars. Which at this point in time, since GTA Online is really a decade old, a lot of people are trying to find new ways to have fun, new things to do, and car collecting is obviously a big part of that. I mean, Grand Theft Auto, it's a part of the name, but 50-ish new vehicle slots, that sounds incredible. Now, the next one, the Juggalo hideout, which we think could potentially be an acid lab, has a vehicle workshop. So we know that this is going to be the case because it looks like there's some pretty big vehicles, Pegasus vehicles, that normally can't be stored in another vehicle storage spot, but it looks like they're going to have some big-time features of them. Particularly, it comes from this screenshot right here, where we actually get to see 2 vehicles in particular that look like they're new and modified, but wouldn't be able to be stored in a normal garage. You've got this MTL Brickade custom right here, and then we've got this Journey RV custom. And as you guys can see, they're kind of just stored off to the side of the Liquor Ace grocery here, but we know that these vehicles are going to have specific business-related features, which means they're going to have to be upgraded like the MOC or the Terabyte. Rockstar even says that they are going to be massive rolling chemistry sets. So this is definitely going to be a part of our psychedelics trade where we're cooking up potent hallucinogenics. So those vehicles are going to be modified and upgraded at our Juggalo hideout, which is very much probably going to be our acid lab. All right, let's move on to the next subject, and that is Rockstar adding Cops and Crooks content back into the game, namely the weapons, and Allocator reveals 4 of them in particular. The first he talks about is the police rifle. So all we can really do with these weapons is just speculate what they're going to be. The police rifle, that's a very broad term. It could be something like the AR-15 or the M4A1, something similar to the in-game carbine rifle. And we know the carbine rifle is based on the AR-15 and M16 and mixed with a bunch of other various assault rifle models. just because I've seen it about 10,000 times on the in-game loading screens, it could be the carbine that is seen with Michael DeSanta in the artwork where he's like loading the magazine in there. This kind of looks like it's a M4A1, so maybe it's that. Again, just pure speculation right there. The next is the Riot SMG. Now, a lot of people might be saying this is the SMG that's pictured in the artwork. That's not the case. That's the same micro SMG that we've had since launch. And yes, it has a new skin, which is cool, and I hope we get more of those. But I think this is going to be a different SMG. Maybe it's something like the Vector or the MAC-10 SMG. It could also be because it's a Riot SMG, and I don't know how Rockstar would do this. Maybe it has like rubber bullets or something like that that's non-lethal and just kind of knocks people over. I don't know. But that's the Riot SMG. We also get the Police Baton. This is interesting because we already have a ton of other weapons similar to the Baton, which is the Nightstick. So I don't know how this is going to work. Maybe it's a telescopic baton. Who knows? This will be an interesting melee weapon. And speaking of interesting ones, the Special Stun Gun. I don't know how this is going to work. Rockstar already have the stun gun in game. Maybe it's a stun gun with a longer range. Maybe it has special perks or features like being able to disable vehicles like the EMP launcher. I guess only time will tell. But those are the new weapons coming from the Cut Cops and Crooks update that Rockstar are going to be adding. Now, moving on to some of the mission themes, we know that there's going to be at least 5 of them. So one of them involves a cargo plane, which is really cool. We don't get to use cargo planes a lot in single player or in online. We didn't see any of that in the artwork, like there wasn't any cargo planes there. The only thing we saw was potentially a crop duster, so maybe that'll be utilized in some way, shape, or form. After that, it is hippie rivals, which this was definitely mentioned on the Newswire, where Rockstar says we're going to have to fight off a coalition of wealthy hippies and trigger-happy bikers. And on the artwork itself, we can also see that there's a handful of hippies sort of riding around. The next is rescuing your cook, and I can only imagine sticking with the artwork that it's the guy in the center wearing the purple gloves with like the beakers and the test tubes and all the various liquids. I'm assuming one of the missions involving our cook gets kidnapped or something along those lines. Then there's another one called something with chemicals, possibly explosives. Not surprising when you're making hallucinogenics and methamphetamines. I obviously don't know a lot about the process of making that, but I do know that things can go horribly wrong in terms of explosives and whatnot. Then there's train crash. We see on the artwork as well that there is a train rolling by. I would assume that's going to be part of that mission. This is also a different train. It looks like darker than normal, or it's been like blown up or destroyed or something. Who knows? But a train is definitely going to be involved. And then last but not least, what some people will find the most exciting part of this leak, there's going to be a fun new collectible, and that is a snowman. So I wonder how this is going to work. Is this going to be like snowmen that we have to find around the map, and then we're given some reward? Or is it going to work like we can literally have a snowman at our various properties, like apartments or businesses? I don't know how that's going to work, but Rockstar did end up promising that alongside of everything there was going to be coming in this update, we're going to have some jolly holiday hijinks. So there you go. We're going to have a snowman collectible. It'll be interesting to see how they implement that, but that will be arriving in the Festive Surprise 2022 DLC update later this month. But anyways, that is all the information that I've got for you guys in this video today. Hopefully you did enjoy. I'd love to hear from you guys in those comments down below. Let me know what you think about all the information we discussed, the new vehicle slots, the Cops and Crooks weapons, our Juggalo hideout, the mission themes, and our snowman. Let me know what you think in those comments down below. If you guys did go on to enjoy this video, though, a like rating would, of course, be awesome. And be sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel if you are new. You want to stay up to date on all the latest GTA and all the Rockstar Games videos that I'll be doing here on my channel. And be sure to ring that notification bell as well. Sometimes YouTube just doesn't work, and if you ring that bell, you'll always be guaranteed to be notified when new videos arrive. But of course, as always, guys, thank you all so much for watching. Take care, and I'll see you guys in the next video.